Simba and I are out on a trip where I do recon and route planning, and now it's time to pack up and head on. I am making an overland route from one off-road area to the next off-road area, and will be leading the way that day. I'm very excited about getting this opportunity to make this route and to lead the way that day on the Sweden Offroad Tour. We are now about 1/3 of the route from the start point to the end point, and I chose to do it like this so I can use a lot of time on the recon and also just be here in nature and enjoy everything about it. I planned this route exactly as I usually plan my routes, with some exceptions that I'm going to get into now. But I just want to say I have made some videos about how I plan my routes, and they are all in the playlist I have that's called How to Overland in Sweden. I will link to that playlist below. But anyway, I planned this route as I usually do, with the exception that I bear in mind that we will be a large amount of vehicles, and we need to cover a good bit of distance, and we don't want to arrive at our destination too late in the evening that day. So I stay clear of the smallest roads on the map, the forest roads, and I also make sure that the route is not passing right through a farm, for example, and that is what those small forest roads can do. Usually the forest road comes from a forest out through, out to the bigger gravel road and passes right through a residential area. And I don't want to come there with a long convoy of overlanding vehicles and risk that the ones living there thinks, oh my god, never again, and puts up a sign with entrance forbidden. I don't want to risk that. So, but yeah, but other than that, I use the official map of Sweden, the mean Karta, or my map as it's called in English. I can link to that below also. And then I choose the bigger gravel roads and the smaller asphalt roads for this route. I am very satisfied with the route I've chosen this far. It has been more gravel than expected actually. And my plan now is tomorrow I will do the Recon for almost the rest of the route. I have a spot where I plan to camp next night. And then, I don't know if I'll stay there 1 or 2 nights, we will see. But then the plan is to drive the entire route to see how long time it will take for me to drive it solo, just me. That is also very exciting to find out, I think. It's the first time I've ever planned such a thing like this, planned a route that is minded for a whole convoy. This is why I do this Recon. On the map there's a road here. There were even the signs, the "be careful, you are about to cross a railroad" signs. And I can see it on the other side. And as I just said, on the map the road just crosses the railroad. Yeah, it's good to do Recon before you lead a whole convoy, and then we would all have had to turn around right here. Yep. Too bad we couldn't drive this way. It's a nice little road. And it really is weird because there was no dead end sign at the start of this little road, and the signs with soon you will cross the railroad. Yeah, it is very weird. We are almost at our destination now. It's just a short little drive. There is only one more little road that I need to check, but I can actually do that on foot from here tomorrow, because I am going to stay here in this area for 2 nights. I like this area and I want to use a lot of time for editing this video. So that's the plan. I am very satisfied with the route I drove today also. There was a bit more asphalt than the previous day, but I actually think that's a good thing, because as I mentioned earlier, we do need to cover a good bit of distance on that route. So having faster roads, bigger asphalt roads mixed in on the route is just a good thing, so we can cover some distance. But yeah, all in all, I am really satisfied with all of this. This is the road I wanted to check out on foot today, to see if there should be any no entry signs or anything blocking it for us, and it's perfectly fine. So we just walked the entire length of it, from the one bigger gravel road to the next bigger gravel road, and now we're heading back again. And this little road will be on the route. We're now back again, and it's time for me to do some editing. I'm not planning to film anymore today, so see you tomorrow. It's now the next day. This morning we drove the last little bit of the route, and we are now at the destination of the route. I now know exactly how I want the whole route to be. So the plan today is to drive the entire route from one end to the other. I will take a good break on the middle, but I want to make this one GPX file of this route, and I will share that route with my inner circle on Patreon, and of course with Sweden Offroad Tour. And then on the day when we are going to drive it, of course also the ones who are going to join that day. Off we go. Let's do this. I'm sitting here thinking about that I want to give you a bit more information about that day that we are going to drive this route. I will link to Sweden Offroad Tour down below, and I encourage you to go in there and go into their page and read all about it. Find them on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and follow them there, so you're up to date with everything. This route will be from the off-road terrain in Värnamo to the off-road terrain in Oskarshamn. You can see the whole tour on the homepage, on Sweden Offroad Tour's homepage, to see what date it is, and also all the other off-road terrain days. We are almost halfway on the route now, and it's time for a break. This place I've chosen right here is also the place where we are going to have a break that day when we will drive it all. Er du i live den, Simba? This is a nice big parking lot. And down here we have a lake. There even are toilets and changing rooms if anybody wants to take a quick dip in the lake on that day. That was a nice break. Let's continue on. We have now arrived and the route and the GPX is complete. The route is 236 kilometers and I drove for 5 hours today, and that is not including the break I took in the middle. As I've said many times in this video, I am very satisfied with this route. I can't wait to actually lead it that day. I will end this video here. I hope you found this interesting. Hope you enjoyed following along. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one.